Hello and welcome to Scrapping on the Fly. My name is Kristen and I am here with day 2 of Scrap Timber 2022. A hop started by the Scrappy Sisters and Laura Alberts, and this year is joined by Chrissy with Chrissy's Beautiful Life. I am going to use this specialty Noir by Recollections to document this and these two really cool pictures of the sky, and I am going to use these enamel accents. And I don't know if you can tell, but the prompt for this layout is black and white. And I'm going to use these Dotty About Flair or the Flair Hut Flair, and then the Some Assemblage Required. I have this acrylic, and then I also have these acrylic clouds, and I'm only going to use a couple of those. And then of course I'm going to use this paper, and then this Scrapping Reflections cloud stencil, and I'm going to put this stormy sky through it. So my whole layout will be black and white, pretty much including my pictures, except for this pop of color. And it's not like it's a bold pop of color. And I did pull these Stickabilities clouds. Spoiler alert, they don't make it. I felt like I had enough clouds, and I knew that when I pulled them, but I just thought I'd go ahead. So I've got my paper, my stencils, my ephemera, and these pictures, so let's see how this goes. So this paper pad's really cool. I got it at Michael's, and it ended up being more expensive than I thought it was, but it's really cool. It's got these acetate pages in it, these shiny pages. Obviously it's shiny. You could see my camera above it. So I'm trying to flip through. I want a background, obviously, that's more white because I want to put that stencil through it. And I thought about this one, so I put these things down, but I just don't think that's going to work for me. So I'm going to go with this grid paper, which I am glad I did. And then I go with this one because I feel like it almost looks like a pool. You know, like if it was blue, it would look like water in a pool, the black paper that I pulled. So I start by tacking down with some washi this stencil from Scrapping Reflections, and using my dauber or blending brush to just push this stormy sky. And sometimes I'm heavy-handed, sometimes I'm light-handed. Some clouds are a little bit of both. I mean, you can see the grid through it, which is fine, obviously. And there it is. And there is an edge on the top or on the bottom and the right side, but I'm going to trim those off because I want to mat this layout. So I trimmed this off at 1/2 inch, and I lined up the stencil so that it would be coming off the edge on the side and the top, so that when I cut the 1/2 inch off, it would pretty much be covering the entire 11.5 by 11.5 piece. And then this is not what I'm batting it on. This is what I'm going to put my picture on. Now, I should have made the paper more than 6 by 4 1/4 because I trimmed my picture, but then I double matted it because I wanted it to stand out. Because it's so gray, it was kind of not standing out as much as I would have wanted on the black paper. So I matted it on white. Well, that gave me less of an edge. I could have done 2 more, but I just went with it. It's just got a thin border. Can't even tell that it had that neat pattern, but that's okay. Really, the standout is these pictures and then the acrylics that I end up using. And of course, that blue inking in the background. I'm sorry about my voice. If you watched my video yesterday, I sound better than I did then, but I'm still very congested. It's a yucky sinus infection that is driving me crazy. But you know, it is what it is. So I am going to pull this flare out. It has a cloud and a moon, and I'm going to mat this whole thing on this paper. Now, hopefully in the close-ups you'll see it, but it's a black paper with shiny on it, and the shiny is like raindrops. So it's black on black, but it's like raindrops, which I thought was really cool, especially since the sky opened up shortly after these pictures were taken, and I don't even think it was rain falling. It's like just a sheet of water. So from that same paper, I cut a 2.5 by, I think, about 3 or 4, and then a 2 by 3 from just some white scrap paper, which means I used a piece of scrap paper, and I'm going to make a tag. And so I'm going to make the tag to tuck underneath the top picture and next to the bottom, so that it gives a little something there, because I feel like the acrylic is going to outweigh and make the right side really heavy, and those two thin clouds on the left side aren't, a lot of weight because it's small, or because the one is gutted. So, excuse me. So I put this tag down there. Plus, I wanted to make a little journal. I love these sky pictures. They're so fun. But I don't think this one's going to make it into my 2022 chronological, just because there are certain layouts that I want to be facing. And I know you all have to have this problem. There are certain layouts I want facing, and if I add another layout in the time frame where this happened, it's going to throw off like my layouts. So my option is to make another layout, which I totally don't need because I'm almost to book 5, and I'm only up to like June or early August. Yeah. Yes, I said book 5, and I mean seriously. I've scrapbooked a lot this year, and I've got to start being a little bit more picky because I'm going to run out of space to put my books. I don't know what to do, because I love documenting the things, the simple things, the fun things, the easy things, the silly things. I mean, these sky pictures are so fun. I have pictures of just like a random tree. I mean, me drinking a cup of cocoa or something. I mean, I think those are some of the fun pictures and layouts to create, because they're not as serious. Like, I feel like I can be more free to just kind of go crazy, and it doesn't matter what it looks like. I don't know. Maybe I'm just talking through my illness. It's all the congestion in my head. I can't think straight, guys. Anyway, I took my creative memory circle punch and I made 3 circles out of that black paper. And one of them I used to mat my flare because it is white and I knew it wasn't going to stand out. And so I matted that, put it up on fun foam, just the flare, not the little circle. And I put that down there by the journal, and then I've journaled on there. And then I took 2 other circles, just so it wouldn't be the only lonely circle on the page. And I just tucked those underneath the title. And it just says, bad weather is something about being made for good photography. Makes for good photography. And I love that. And that came from Etsy. MK Gunn creates some of the most amazing wood veneer and acrylics and other things. So her shop on Etsy is Some Assemblage Required. Now, so you can see those little raindrop looking shapes and the shiny on that paper in the background. Anyway, I would love it if you all would stick with me through Scrap Timber. I am having a lot of fun, even in my misery, documenting and using the prompts that they have this month. And I cannot wait to see what tomorrow brings. And I hope you all, like I said, will come and join me. There's a playlist linked below. I would love for you all to check that out, because there are tons of awesome creatives who are also scrapping through the month. So come back and see me again really soon. I hope you all are having a wonderful week, and I'll talk to you soon. Happy scrapping.